Hi, welcome to October on Recover and Grow. And if you're joining us for the first time, it's a very big welcome to you as we head into autumn in England. But if you're on the other side of the world, you'll be coming into your spring. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to adjust all the schedules and everything to your season. But we will be doing a lot of planning over the next few months in the winter, and lots of talking about different veg and produce and how it all works. So hopefully you guys will be able to put it all straight into action, and we'll have to wait till our next growing season. But you're very, very welcome. It's lovely to see you. And this is my little kind of introduction that I do at the beginning of the month to just give you a heads up as to what's coming up and what we'll be covering and what it feels like and what to enjoy, those sort of things. So here we are, and October is still a very busy month in the garden and definitely in the pantry, doing lots of preserving and that sort of thing. But it's a sort of crossover month. It's a sort of got one foot in summer in England and one foot in the winter, and it's a busy time. Spring and autumn are the busiest times. I find that they're the times when there's a lot of change. It's all very unpredictable. You don't know what the weather's going to be like. It can be like winter or it can be like summer, and you've got to be able to be very flexible and catch the moment, as it were. So it's a busy time. It's a very busy time. But there's a lovely quote here that says that even if something is left undone, everyone must take time to sit still and watch the leaves turn. And I hold on to that. It's somebody called Elizabeth Lawrence said that. And it's so true. It's so important to appreciate the seasons, particularly these quick changing seasons like autumn. We have a very, very big change quickly this month. The clocks go back here, and it's dark in the mornings, it's dark in the evenings. We've lost that lovely time of gardening, which is so precious over the summer months, which is the kind of very early mornings and the late evenings when it's all peaceful and quiet, and you can just really concentrate on getting 2 or 3 hours of really good gardening time in. We don't have that. We have to catch those daylight moments. We have to catch the moment when the sun is out and it's not windy and raining and cold, which it is today. So I'm feeling very autumnal today. So it's just getting the last of things in and going with what's going on outside. It's the most important time to be very aware of the season, and in a way that's very exciting because it's all change and you've got to be ready for it. So you could be in a very sunny moment. You could have quite warm, and you could have very dry ground where you haven't had any rain. You could be getting in last minute aubergines and tomatoes and cucumbers and squash and courgettes and things like that. Or almost overnight you could be in a sweater, and you could be in rain and wind and cold, and your tomatoes will have blight and your courgettes will be shriveling up and saying no thank you very much, and it will be feeling like completely different. So you've got to think, I always try and think of the bonuses. So if it's raining and it's cold, my bonus is the ground is not hard, it's soft. I can pull out weeds easily. I can get things planted up in October before it gets really cold, and I don't have a problem working the soil. If it's dry, and I don't have to water, which is a big deal after a whole summer of watering like mad. But if it's sunny, then there's obvious benefits to that. It's just wonderful. So just think about what the good things are about it. There's always a good thing, and it is very unpredictable. Really, we want middle ground, don't we? I mean, that's the ideal autumn, is lovely, balmy sunny days, and then a nice strong shower in the night when you're asleep, and then more lovely, balmy sunny days. And we do get some like that. But I can remember winters here where I have not been able to work the soil from early October right through till the spring. It just has been, I think last year was one of those autumns where it just rained and rained and rained and rained. Other years I've been able to, do stuff in the garden right through till sort of late November, and we've had tomatoes producing fruit right till the end of October, and it's been completely different. So it's exciting. We don't know which way it's going to go. So there's that. But the big thing that we need to do this month is prepare the soil, really, or start preparing the soil. Start getting the garden sort of under its blanket, its duvet of compost, or we have a fantastic supply of composted cow manure, which was last year's winter bedding, which I get from a lovely friend who's got a herd of Sussex cows nearby, and we get a whole trailer load of that, and it has to all be barrowed onto the beds. And if I don't start in October, then I kind of get all muddled up with the impossible to move it. It gets very claggy if it's very wet. It's much lighter for me if it's not. So yeah, it's a time to start thinking about mulching. And somebody called Thalassa Crusoe, who I've never heard of, but I don't know if you have, said this about gardening. She must be American because she talks about the fall. Fall is not the end of the gardening year. It's the start of next year's growing season. The mulch you lay down will protect your perennial plants during the winter and feed the soil as it decays, while the cleaned up flower bed will give you a huge head start on either planting seeds or setting out small plants in the spring. So this is the time when you either get way behind, which I've done several years running at times, or if you can get ahead, and the spring will come and be much, much less pressurizing as a result. The thing is, if you get a nice thick mulch onto your beds this time of year, they are like covered in this wonderful duvet. She's talking about perennial plants because she's talking probably mostly about flowers and shrubs and things, but it equally is the same for your veg beds. If you can get something good onto them now, then the worms will take that down over the winter, and you will protect your beds from leaching goodness out in the rain. You will protect any plants that are in there from frozen, getting frosted. It's great. So that we're going to be covering that very much, the mulching thing. So what's going to happen this month? Here, where we are, you have got your growing schedules. You've got grow veg and grow flowers for October, and that will have everything in it that you need to be thinking about, basically it's what I need to be thinking about. So I'm really hoping that it will be helpful to you in your situation, but you can take obviously bits from it that are useful to you and leave the rest. Those are downloadable this first week in October, and also I am going to be doing an In the Spotlight fact sheet for you on winter squash, because this is the time for the winter squash to be thoroughly covered. So in the Spotlight, I'm going to try and do through the winter basic vegetables and take them right through on that fact sheet, from sowing the seed to looking after the plant, to when to harvest it, how to harvest it, when to bring it in, how to cure it, how to cook with it, how to use it. And last month, September, was kohlrabi, and that is downloadable for you, that fact sheet. In the Spotlight it's called. And this month, October, is going to be winter squash. So yes, I hope that is useful to you. And then in the third week of the month, we will release the recipes fact sheet, and that will be covering winter squash. And I'm going to be doing a scene with you of cooking the winter squash. Lots of recipes for winter squash. It's a fantastic fantastic vegetable for creating all sorts of dishes. And so that is that, and you can download all those and keep them handy with you. We're covering in the videos the grape harvest, how to blanch and freeze veg, how to grow garlic, planting out the garlic now, and then doing a bit on this month on our pigs and how we raise them, stories about them, and then how to make your own bacon, how to make your own hams and sausages and chorizo and salamis, and those will all be on the recipe sheet too, the recipe download too. So it's a busy month, but the great thing is that this is the month where you can feel really satisfied that you've got the harvest in, most of it, hardly anything left out there now, at the end of October. You've got the harvest in, your pantry is full, your freezers are bulging, you've done a lot of hard work, And now it's all going to get a little bit calmer and you can just preserve and do things at your leisure. So I'm really hoping you enjoy this month. I'm very, very glad that you're here with me, and please give me feedback and let me know how you're getting on, because I'd love to know. So yeah, lovely to see you.